Facing a cricket ball traveling at 150 kilometers per hour is a direct physical threat. You have less than half a second to locate the ball out of the bowler's hand, decode its exact trajectory, and move a heavy wooden bat into position to survive the impact. Yet the most feared international fast bowlers in the world are currently being dismantled by a 14-year-old boy. His name is Vaibhav Suryavanshi. To understand how this is happening, you have to look at one specific biomechanical anomaly. Vaibhav possesses an almost incomprehensible bat speed. That speed allows him to take a 157 km/h delivery, a pace that forces seasoned professionals to flinch, and casually pull it into the stands. Biologically, a young teenager should not have the fully developed fast-twitch muscle response required to handle extreme pace. A standard professional needs almost their entire reaction window just to get the bat down in time. Vaibhav's bat moves so violently fast through the hitting zone that it effectively buys him extra milliseconds of decision time. That mechanical advantage is exactly how he maintains a strike rate of over 206 in the IPL, meaning he scores more than 2 runs for every single ball he faces. The mystery deepens when you trace where this bat speed was forged. He didn't come up through a multi-million-dollar high-tech academy. He comes from Samastipur, Bihar, a state with cricket infrastructure so depleted that it went 30 years without hosting a single international men's match. How exactly did a region completely starved of cricketing resources produce a batsman with the fastest, most lethal reflexes in the sport? The answer lies in an extreme homemade training protocol engineered by his father, Sanjeev. Decades ago, Sanjeev was a promising cricketer whose own career collapsed under Bihar's total lack of support systems. To ensure his son wouldn't meet the same fate, Sanjeev turned their backyard into a brutal testing ground. He constructed makeshift mud and cement pitches right outside their home, enforcing relentless daily practice from the time Vaibhav was only 5 years old. Instead of teaching textbook technique, Sanjeev forced pure physical adaptation. He constantly brought in local boys who were twice Vaibhav's age and significantly stronger, making his 7-year-old son face raw, dangerous bowling to artificially accelerate his reaction times. Maintaining this crucible required severe logistical sacrifices. To access better coaching in Patna, his mother, Arti, would wake up at 2 a.m. every day to cook food for the older bowlers they brought along before enduring a grueling 4 to 5 hour daily commute. The financial strain was immense. Sanjeev walked away from his own business and eventually sold off the family's land, purely to fund this high-stakes, single-minded training regimen. Vaibhav endured high-intensity survival training day after day. Facing bigger, faster bowlers on uneven surfaces permanently rewired his fast-twitch muscle response to process terrifying speeds without hesitating. This biological overclocking yielded immediate, violent results on the field.
At just 11 years old, Vaibhav was thrown into a match against under-19 and under-23 players. He stepped up and smashed 118 runs against young men twice his size. By age 12, he was drafted to play for Bihar in the Ranji Trophy, India's premier first-class domestic tournament. Stepping onto the pitch at 12 years and 284 days old, he shattered the long-standing first-class debut age record held by the legendary Sachin Tendulkar. When a child generates that kind of unnatural power, skepticism immediately follows. However, the BCCI had already conducted a strict bone density test back in 2019, and time-stamped footage from 2020 scientifically validated his youth. He really was just a kid. The ultimate stress test for his homemade mechanics arrived at age 13, when he was called in for a private trial with the Rajasthan Royals franchise. The coaches gave him an intentionally difficult scenario: chase down 24 runs in a single 6-ball over. Leaning heavily on that accelerated bat speed, Vaibhav cleared the boundaries effortlessly, completing the task in only 5 deliveries. The Royals' director of high performance wanted to see his absolute limit. He put Vaibhav against the bowling machine cranked to 157 km/h. Vaibhav effortlessly picked up the length and smashed it for 6. That undeniable proof of his mechanical superiority sparked a massive bidding war at the IPL auction. The Rajasthan Royals finally secured him with a 1.10 crore contract, financially validating a decade of extreme sacrifice by his family. Vaibhav took those reflexes, forged on uneven dirt pitches in Bihar, straight into the billion-dollar arenas of modern cricket. Against heavily resourced elite professionals, his homegrown mechanics absolutely dominated.
Making his IPL debut at 14 years and 23 days old, he walked out to face veteran international bowler Shardul Thakur. Off the very first ball he faced, Vaibhav sent Thakur deep into the stands for a massive six. He brought that same absolute destruction to the international stage during the Under-19 World Cup final against England. He posted a mind-bending stat line: 175 runs off just 80 balls, with a staggering 150 of those runs coming solely from boundaries. Then he turned his sights onto the absolute elite of the sport. Facing world-class Australian fast bowler Josh Hazlewood, Vaibhav confidently stepped up and took him for 19 runs in a single over. But the ultimate flex of his young career came against Jasprit Bumrah, widely considered the most dangerous fast bowler on the planet. Vaibhav casually hit Bumrah's very first ball for a long six, and then 2 balls later smashed him for another. This changes the entire dynamic of facing fast bowling. Because of his extreme bat speed, Vaibhav Suryavanshi no longer steps up to the crease hoping to survive extreme pace. He actively preys on it. When the best bowlers in the world run in to face him today, they are bowling against a family's generational sacrifice, forged in the mud of Bihar, and unleashed at a 300-plus strike rate on the global stage.